Hello, welcome to my show. My name's Patrick. Um, there's so much going on. I just wanted to just go a little rat-a-tat-tat a bit. Many have asked about the Caravan, and I did do a video a few weeks ago about the energy coming around there. If you remember, in June 23rd, I think it's still up on my channel, I said the Mexican border is going to heat up, and the election of the new president, there would be a honeymoon period of a few months, and we essentially had that, and the Mexican border is heating up. And the other thing I said was, when the new president gets in power, relationship with the United States will just go down tremendously. Now, I did douse it. Now, the new president is not sworn in until the 1st of December for Mexico. I didn't know that at the time. It doesn't change anything, but it's kind of odd. You have to wait months until he takes power. And I did douse that he really does not like Americans or the United States. So we're going to have a big problem there with him, because he's going to be more hostile than the present president. Also, he has a very sympathetic ear and relationship to the drug cartel compared to the present president, who is just, you know, I would put him at 15% relationship, while this new, he's basically a communist. He's kind of like Bernie Sanders, you know. Oh, he's a grandpa and everybody likes him, but they're neo-Bolsheviks, I call them. They're very dangerous people, and they're selling snake oil, as it were. Anyway, his relationship, when you douse it, can you see it? Show me the present president, the president of Mexico, relationship to the drug cartel, 10%. Really, it's kind of low. Show the new president who's going to be inaugurated December 1st. Show me his relationship with the drug cartel. The new president relationship compared to the president. Already, see where it is? Already, and I can tell you it goes all the way up to like 80-90%. Right now I'm at 80 or 90. And when I did it a while back, there it goes, boom. He is extremely close. So when I say this, okay, he's very close. Watch this. Okay, what is the purpose of all the Army troops going to the border that Trump and the Defense Department? How much has to do with the Caravan? How much has to do with the Caravan? Okay, it's like 10%. How much does it have to do other than the Caravan? Drugs, human trafficking. Do you see that? Human trafficking, drugs, Chinese mafia, everything other here. We're sending the Army to the border to fight the mafia and the world that's using our border as a sieve, and just, you know, every illegal contraband you can think of, they're going to shut it down. The military is there to shut it down. The new president of Mexico, when he gets in power, he's not going to like it. And I think in the next 6 months we'll have some American troop casualties, probably. Not many, just a handful. But it's going to get heated up. This is a war of sorts on the border, which we said June 23rd. We said this border is going to heat up, and it's going to be dangerous. And Trump is not taking it anymore. And tomorrow is the election. I just assume the Republicans will win, and he's going to implement more of these policies. I think the the new president of Mexico is going to alienate his own army, and he's going to alienate what's the federales, the police. He doesn't have their backing, and he's going to do things to put our long-time relationship between the United States and Mexico in jeopardy. It's gotten out of hand. It has to be, and I'm not a third, 3D type person where you put the troops down and you figure it all out, but it's gotten out of control, and this is something that can be fixed to bring safety to the American people. And all Americans will want this, and they do it. And that's intuitively, the American people of all races know that the border needs to be fixed. Whether it's a wall or electronic wall, troops, it's got to end. Find all the tunnels. I'm not sure what they have planned, but you just saw it. 90% of the reason is not the Caravan. What else did I want to talk about? I had the price of gold just going through 80. Okay, so in the near term, let's say the next year, roughly, or whatever, it's going to go from whatever it is now, let's say 1,200 to 7,000 or 8,000. That's a lot. After that, down the road, maybe 3 years, it's going to be, or 2.5 years probably, it's going to be 80 times today's price. 80. That makes me think that they're going to come out with a gold currency instead of a silver. A gold currency will be an authentic currency. It will be highly sought after, and it will stabilize, but everybody's going to be poor. That's the problem. Your standard of living is going to go down a lot if they do that. Can they do it in stages? I don't know. Probably. Are they going to do it in stages? Yes, no. Yes. All right. So it's not going to be really. Are they going to a gold? What is the probability they're going to a gold currency? What is the probability they're going? Can you see that? Good. I can go lower. I'd rather go a little bit lower because I get a better response. What is the probability they go to a gold currency? What is the That's 80%. What is the probability they go to a silver certificate? All right. I'm not. You're still pulling? Yes? No? It's less. It's just taking its time. I got a little wind. It goes against the wind though. I get like 30%. So again, I'm getting more going towards a gold. So maybe it's something in between. You know, maybe they'll go to a treasury note first. Maybe a basket of currencies, but they're going to end up with a gold currency, which will totally stabilize everything, and the economy will be stabilized. And as you know, China's going to run into a lot of issues. I think there's a high probability China war with Taiwan. Please, what's the probability? It's 90%. All right, there you go. War with Japan. It's about 75–80%. War with Russia. What is China's plus? Now this is all from China's point, 25%. War with the United States, 45%. War with Korea, not Korea, but what's the other country? Vietnam. Those are the ones I really wanted to hit, and I thought it was very. Vietnam is war with India, China and India at war. That's 50%. So it's more probable a war with Burma. What's the probability for China war? That's extremely high. If I was to bet, those are your countries right there: Burma, Taiwan, Vietnam, and the other one I said, Japan. War with Korea. What's the probability? What's the probability? United Korea war with China. 60%. Not bad. So, I'm being a little facetious because the real issues were those countries I just mentioned. China's economy internally is having more and more difficulty. It's gonna, it may strike out. And this is just on me. This was said a long time ago. And it may not go. If there was war with China, would China overrun and defeat Taiwan? Yes, no. Maybe no. It took a while. So the scenario is not that black and white. What is the probability China wins and defeats the Taiwanese people? Look at that. it's really low. It's 5%. I think China is underestimating Taiwan and its people and overestimating itself. And we saw how high the probability, but Burma looked like the highest of all the countries. I don't know what's going on with Burma. I know they're building some dams down there, the Chinese, and they're doing this debt thing where they put the country in debt if they buy these big ticket items. But all the project is built by Chinese labor. They don't use the local labor, local engineers, and then eventually they want to take it over and run it. China's a really big issue, but we're at 45%, so I'm going to say we're going to be able to avoid it, but our relationship. Anyway, thank you. I think those are all important. We're going to see something happen in February. You remember, everyone keeps asking. I've said this a couple years ago, a year and a half. I thought the news networks would go down in their attacks on Trump and an attack on American culture. The attacks on Trump is really the American culture. And as I said before, whatever its shortcomings, for this time, there isn't another culture on the planet that's really better other than, some of these countries that are like Bhutan has a high frequency, high vibration. It's on the border with India. What's the other one? The Scandinavian countries used to be pretty good. I think they went down. They have chaos going on, but it's all going to turn. And don't forget, I always said all the illegal aliens go back home, and this is for Europe as well. All their aliens illegal. They're not all illegal. They're refugees. Syria got destroyed, and they're going to be repatriated. Different, and I think it has to do with huge changes are coming. And Trump is just a metaphor for us to watch the changes in the world happen. In our relationship with the banks, right now the biggest institution, most powerful, according to dowsing, is, watch this, go to one please. And I already did this just a couple weeks ago. Show me the presidency of the United States rate. He's 5 stars. How much is Goldman Sachs rate for power in the United States? It's almost 10. It's 9.5. Do you see that? Goldman Sachs is just so powerful, and it stays out of the news. But isn't it interesting, all the Goldman Sachs people in the administration are slowly getting fired or pushed out. And I believe, I don't know if it's true, they say behind the scenes, Secretary of the Treasury, Mnuchin, has been fired. He just hasn't told the public yet. And so I think a lot of people are underestimating Trump, and he's every month getting stronger. And I would bet, I haven't done, this is the first time ever. Okay, what is the power of the White House and the presidency on my 5-star, my 10 stars, 1 year from now, 12 months? What is the power of the president 1 year from now? He's going to be like 8.5, I would say almost 9. Almost 9. Okay, go to 10 please, or go to 1. Go to 1. Go to 1, thank you. Show me Goldman Sachs power 1 year from now. Goldman Sachs power. They're down to 60. You see what's happening? These are fundamental changes to the core of the power structure. Not what we think we are, but where the power really was. Where's Goldman Sachs? Let's say it's a 7. Where's Goldman Sachs 24 months from now? 5. Wait a minute. It still wants to go. Boom. Goldman Sachs is 2.5. 2.5, 3. 3. Okay, it's telling me it's 3 stars. So the presidency is going to go up to... show me Goldman Sachs 1 year from now again, please. Yeah, it's low. It's 6. 6 months. Where's Goldman Sachs 6 months from now? Oh, there goes the wind. Doesn't matter. Goldman Sachs, it's going to be like, it's pointing to like 7. So 6 months is 7. In a year, what did I say? Whatever I said. And then in 2 years, boom, way down here in the gutter. This institution is going to be brought to heel to the American people. That's the core. And we're going to reassert all alienable rights. What does that mean? It means it comes from God. It comes from Spirit. It comes from the highest dimension. These are rights you were born with. Other men with bigger guns than you and your parents took these rights away from you when you were born. They can't. That's what it says in the Constitution. That's why the Democrats are trying to overthrow it and put judges in power to take away your First Amendment, your Second Amendment, your right to assemble with people of your same kind of thinking. So what we have here, now I forget if this is true or not, but I believe the Democrats, the communists, they say from the Rights of Man, that book, rights come from the state. And Buddhists and Native Americans and true Christians and things of that ilk, they say your rights come from Spirit, from God, from the higher dimensions. That's a big distinction. That's a big, big distinction. And Goldman Sachs took over this country, essentially. Did you see that? I get 10. It's running the country. It has been. Huge amounts of money. They have a hard wire, physical cables going into the New York Stock Exchange, the bond market. They manipulate everything for their own enrichment against the people. So we have to fix this country where we start producing things, just not financial instruments. No one benefits. It's a very low vibration what they do as a service. You know, I can even, you know, something as this is in my book, but show me the vibration of Goldman Sachs. I don't even know what that is. It's like a zero. That is Lucifer. All right. Show me Hyundai. Show me Hyundai. Look at this. Hyundai. Hyundai is like an 8.5. And it's heavy industries. It makes autos, trucks. It's just an incredible company. Machinery, that's what it was. Hyundai, it's Korean. And high vibration. Show me Fiat. Show me Fiat. Oh, it's down there with Goldman Sachs. Doesn't have any vibration. These are really dark companies, and think about as dark as you can, because when you get down to zero, that's murder and all the Satan stuff, all the Lucifer stuff, all the child trafficking and pedophilia, drugs, everything. That's what a zero is. Those guys are way down in the sewer. Here's a company, Hyundai, 8.5. Just so this is what we're doing. We're going to go into this year, and everything is going to be topsy-turvy. Final note: our relations with Canada will pretty much parallel going into the toilet. It's going to be real bad. I don't know as bad as Mexico. Mexico, something else is going on. I mean, it's complicated, and it could be. Parts of our government are already working with parts of Mexico to bring the drug cartel to heel. That's probably part of the big issue. All the Chinese agents that are flooding in, ISIS and Al Qaeda, all these Muslim extremists and atheist extremists, all those drugs coming in, you know, they're just flooding. Our country's being betrayed from within. Sealing the border, unfortunately, probably 30 years I would not have agreed, but we're being invaded. This is a national emergency. That's why the Army is down there. It's not because of a caravan. And there's probably more troops down there than, let's test it. The stated amount of troops that they say will be down there, is it actually there? So this is less, equal, more. Show me, what is it going to be right now? Is it less, equal, or more? It's a little bit more. All right, let me see. Go. I have a little wind. Oh, okay. What is it in 6 months? What is it? Well, it's telling me it's significantly more, probably 50% more troops, because no one, you're on the ground, you can't figure out how many people are there. So, will there be fighting with arms between the American government and the Mexican government? Yes. You know, just like us, Mexico, their government doesn't control all aspects. There are probably some that are looking for a fight, and the Rio Grande isn't that wide. It's, you know, you can get across it without much effort. So we're going to have a rough 6 months starting when the new president of Mexico is sworn in. Trump is moving, and his Defense Department and Homeland Security are moving forces down to the border. They already know what this person thinks. They've already, believe me, the NSA has every conversation he has ever said for the last 2 years recorded. They know everything he thinks. They know everything he's planning to do. He's working with the drug cartel, like really close compared to this present Mexican government. So we got lots of stuff. Then we have coming up in January and February, I don't know what. Something really big, and it's going to shut down all the networks in their hostility to the American people, their bigotry and racism to the American people. They're calling everybody a racist. It's like, you got to stop. You got to stop. We got to live together. But for some reason, all that acrimony comes to a stop, and it's some big event. Now, it could be related to our relations with Mexico and Canada. I think Trudeau, he's messed up. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's misreading everything. He thinks he's a new John F. Kennedy. He doesn't have it. He doesn't have the fiber to be a John F. Kennedy. So our relations with Canada, I wouldn't be surprised the Mexican border gets closed. All right? There's a possibility. Just close everything. Nothing gets across. Maybe not even any trains, cars, automobiles, nothing. It could be really serious. So we'll keep an eye on that. But I think for the long term, all this can get peaceful fairly quick. So, and then the big event, there's two. There's like something coming up in February, and then there's something coming up. We go around the bend into September, not September, maybe September. But it's like late summer, something really big. You see that? Max did that. That was his teeth. He jumped up and just ripped it off. This is a nice shirt. I like this shirt. I can't throw it away. Anyway, so that's that. And that's when we'll find out more about Trump's intentions near the end of summer, whether he's going to run for re-election or not. I think there's going to be a lot of big changes between now and in the summer. We won't even recognize the landscape. The cultural landscape, the political, the financial, the raw power, all that is going to change pretty radically. And it's going to be in the blink of an eye, everything. And we'll see if we get... We'll see what happens in California, whether they can fix all that voter fraud. Remember I said 2016 presidential election, it was 24% voter fraud in California. You know, in Alabama it was only 4.5%. You remember I put that was only 4.5%. California is really high, but this time I'm getting it's 9.5%. So we cut it way down, and they're going to cut it more in the 2020. So California is going to come to heel. It's been taken over by Luciferians, and it's going to be brought back under the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. They're going to have to start respecting people's Bill of Rights, and you can't libel and slander people and call them racists and bigots and that they're thieves for no reason. You can't attack them, and that's going to be brought up more. We're going to start asserting the Bill of Rights, and you know, the Bill of Rights is, it's too bad you get offended. I'm offended all the time by what people say, but in a lot of ways you get to say that. That's kind of always been there. And this thing for the last 2 years, they've been trying to overthrow that and say, well, if you're offended, you can't talk. And I go, no, that's called good manners. Good manners, we do not offend you. We try our best. But whether, you know, I have to walk on eggshells so that you can live. Well, that's silly, you know, that's silly. Okay, I could go on and on. Thank you very much. And I just wanted to say those things so we're prepared. I'll do something come in a couple weeks about, maybe I won't. I was going to talk about the aliens and things, and you know, they're helping us out. They're helping Trump out, and he might not even know it. He's getting a lot of support. I was going to talk about the Nag Hammadi scrolls again, and Gnosticism versus agnostics, but we'll do that another time. Okay, thank you.